Hello, this is Mark, the Director of Sales and Marketing with Out of the Woods Custom Cabinets and Countertops. I wanted to take a moment today, a little bit of your time, to go through some things that on our website that some people may not necessarily be aware of that we offer. And the goal here is to hopefully give you an idea of some of the great things that you can do with your cabinets and your countertops. That's some of the things that we're going to try and do to make this process seem a little bit smoother and a little bit easier for you. So when you go to our website, ootwc.com, easy to remember for outofthewoodscabinet.com, you'll of course come to our homepage here and all the different options that are available within our homepage. You can select custom cabinetry and all the different applications that may apply there. Countertops, again, multiple applications. We do offer some pre-built cabinetry, not quite custom, that will allow you to maybe get a little more affordable project. Recent projects maybe that we have done, and some of the details within those projects, a little history about us and being able to contact us, and even some options for cleaning of your cabinetry and your countertops as well. But in particular, I want to talk about our visualizer today. Now, our visualizer can be found right here at the very top, visualizing your space. But if you scroll down amongst the different things on our home page, you'll see this option here to be able to take you to our color visualizer. Again, our goal is to try and make the process, which is complicated and sometimes can be a little difficult, we want to make that a little bit more easy for you as a customer to be able to visualize that space. Not everybody is going to be able to see exactly what those colors and how everything's going to come together. And this is designed to try and make that process a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and click the visualizer, and it's going to take you to this particular page. Now, right out of the gate, you don't necessarily have to have an account. You don't have to sign in to use our visualizer, but it will allow you to be able to save any of the colors and options and the various choices that you make during this process. So we would highly recommend that you create an account to be able to save those things, be able to share them with your friends and your family and all the decision makers along this process. So, but again, you don't necessarily have to do so in order to be able to use this visualizer. So let's just jump right into this and go in and start designing. When we click on start designing, the first thing that's going to come up is choosing a sample scene. Now, these various scenes that you see here are just simple representatives of everything from basic kitchens, just cabinets on one or maybe two walls, a small kitchen with a basic island, all the way up to a little bit larger and grander kitchen. We also do have an option here for vanities. Not everybody's going to be remodeling their home to take care of a full kitchen. Maybe it's just going to be a smaller space in a vanity master bathroom. So let's go ahead and we'll use this particular scene here. It's got a little bit of everything with a range hood and multiple walls worth of cabinets and countertops. So when we select that, the first thing that you're going to notice is, again, some options for you to rename your project. If you are not signing in or creating an account, it's not going to be able to save that. So clicking on here, if I wanted to save that, I would have to create an account first. We can create a report later when things are all done. And again, we can save that and we can share it on various social media or through an email with friends and family. So one of the first things we want you to notice here on this particular page, obviously we have a photograph of our scene, but as I move my cursor around different aspects of this scene, you'll notice things highlight and change color. That means that each one of these particular areas are an area where you can change and make selections on this part of the space. So if I wanted to change the color of my ceilings, my walls, my trim, and of course cabinets, backsplash, countertops, and even the flooring. That is all also represented here on the left of the screen. So if I was to highlight the hood in this particular case, or our upper cabinets, you're going to notice that those things are highlighted. And we can go all the way again down to our flooring options. Now, of course, Out of the Woods doesn't do flooring. We don't paint your walls and paint your ceiling, but we understand the importance of being able to create a cohesive look with the cabinets and the countertops that we're going to provide for you. So we want to do everything we can to help you, again, visualize that space so you can find the colors that are most pleasing to you and the complements of wall coloring, trim coloring, floor coloring, and so on. So before we kind of really dive into that, one of the things that makes this really, really great is the fact that because we have a wonderful partnership with Sherwin-Williams. Sherwin-Williams is an awesome finish company. We went through multiple finishing options for our paint, stains, and sealers for our cabinetry. And Sherwin-Williams by far is one of the best. So our partnership with them also gives you access to the entire Sherwin-Williams color catalog, which is great. Not only can you use that for changing the color of the walls in this particular scene, but you can also use this for the colors of all of your cabinets. We have access to the entire Sherwin-Williams color catalog for our cabinetry. So I'm going to actually back up here just one quick second. So let's go ahead and just dive into this really quick. All right. So let's go and change our upper cabinets. In this particular case, we have a white kitchen, some dark brown flooring, and some off color or complementary color hood and island in place. Well, let's see what this may look like going to maybe a little bit darker tone rather than all white in our cabinetry. So let's select to start off with our upper cabinets. When you first make this selection, again, you can choose that from here, or you can actually just click on that within the photograph itself. I may bounce back and forth between those as I go throughout this little presentation here, but I'm going to select our upper cabinets first. As soon as we select our upper cabinets, the very first choice that you're going to have is the choice of door style that you may want to use in this particular kitchen. Now, regardless of where you're going to fall on contemporary or traditional design, we want you to be able to select from the most common things that we can do, and these are all options that we have here at Out of the Woods. So whether you want a shaker, which is really popular right now, maybe you'd like to have a raised panel in the center, or maybe you'd like to have a lot more detail with a raised panel, some extra details on the exterior edge of the door, the interior edge, and even on the interior panel. You'll be able to make those selections here. That's going to be your very first choice. Once you make that first choice of the type of door you're going to have, then you can go to the wood type. Now, within the wood type options that you have here, you've got, of course, lots of different wood species and various stains. Now, we've got a pretty good selection here, but of course this is not representative of all of the options that we have here at Out of the Woods. We wanted to keep it somewhat simple yet still give you a good basic range. There's literally thousands of combinations that you could do, and again, we want to keep it from darks to lights and make this process as smooth, as simple as we can. You also have the option for paint. Sometimes you'll hear us refer to that as toner. When we do a painted cabinet, we choose poplar as the wood, and the reason for that is that poplar works best as accepting paint. Various types of woods have different grain structure, and very, very tight grain woods like maple and hickory look beautiful in their natural state, or maybe with a little bit of color from the stain. However, paint doesn't really seep in or get into the wood as well as it does on a wood like poplar. And so in order to make sure that the finish lasts longer and looks better, we use this poplar wood. There's an option there for poplar white line glaze. Some folks, I'm just going to select that really quick, really like to have that kind of cool weathered look and also be able to see all the details in the door that they're selected here. So this is hand applied, so every door is going to look a little bit different because of the hand application, but this is also done on a poplar wood. So before I select a wood, again, I'm going to select our paint option, which is going to represent that here on this door, and then I can choose from the colors. Again, we have access to the entire Sherwin-Williams color catalog. These are our Out of the Woods custom colors. Some colors that we have seen over a period of time that are some of the most popular. And so you can select from any one of these, and once you make a selection of any color, it's going to represent that over here on this sample to the right. It shows you what that color is actually going to look like when applied to a door. If we were just for kicks going to go back and select a different type of door style, you're going to see that that is also going to be represented within that sample. Okay. So selecting our color, if none of these are really exactly what you're looking for, then you can go in and create a custom color for your space. So if we'd like to maybe go yellows, maybe we want to do some blues, again, the entire Sherwin-Williams color catalog is available to you. One of the great things about this too is the fact that if I select, say, our Meander blue, Sherwin-Williams is going to show you what the complementary colors for that would be. So this comes into play when you're thinking about the colors you might be painting your walls or painting your trim, or if you're looking for a multiple toned kitchen. As an example, maybe you want the hood and your island to be a slightly different color. This is some of the complementary colors that Sherwin-Williams would recommend that you would use. Of course, it's totally up to you what you want to use. If you've got a great vision, you can run with that. But again, the idea here is to give you a little bit more simple and straightforward process so you can make selections and changes and be able to see how those things are going to look within your home. So any color I select, it's going to give you those complementary colors as well. So I'm going to cancel out of this really quickly, and I'm going to go back. Let's change this from a white kitchen, and let's turn this into a more natural, darker, with natural wood grain and structure. So let's go ahead. This is one of my favorite colors, and let's go ahead and choose this walnut with a solstice black glaze. When I click on that, of course, it's going to show me what this door is going to look like. And each one of these door styles is going to be a little bit different. So if I was to select that particular door and I go to a walnut solstice black glaze, you're going to see, of course, that particular door is going to be represented there. So let's go ahead and select back our shaker. Let's choose that walnut solstice black glaze. And you have the option here, of course, you can change some basic hardware going from lighter colors to darker colors if you'd like. We're going to apply that just as it is. And in just a moment, that's going to apply that particular upper cabinet look to each one of those doors. Now, I could stop here if I'd like, but I can also change my lowers. And we're going to run with that. Doesn't that look good? That's a good start. So this wood flooring doesn't really quite look the best. Now again, obviously Out of the Woods doesn't do flooring, but we want to help you out. So we've got some darker colors there. Maybe let's lighten up the flooring just a bit. Luxury vinyl tile is pretty popular right now, so we'll select there. And because we've got a lot of wood grain going on, let's go with a little lighter color and a very simple, subtle grain structure. And we'll lighten up that space just a little bit on the flooring. There you go. Now, of course, if we wanted to, we could leave this island the same as it is right now and leave the hood the same as it is right now. Or if we wanted to paint those, we could. But because we've got a darker look going on, maybe let's go ahead and change that wall color. And let's go to a little lighter option. And how about we go to a porcelain white? Go. Now we've lightened up that space. We can also do the backsplash. Of course, again, tile is not something that Out of the Woods does, but what's becoming increasingly popular and something that we can do is we can match your countertops to your backsplash. So carry that color that you selected for the countertops, whether it's granite, quartz, quartzite, or so on. We can carry that color all the way up into your backsplash as well. So first of all, let's change our countertop color. And we have various types of granite, some quartz, a few quartzite options and stuff like that as well. So since we've got this look going on, let's go ahead and select, this is a quartzite, a natural stone. Let's select that quartzite and apply that into that space. and lightens that up really well. And let's carry that also over to our backsplash. Since we use that Taj Mahal on our countertop, let's go ahead and carry that over into the backsplash as well. So you create a nice seamless look from top countertop to the backsplash. If maybe you prefer to go ahead and go back to tile, again, you could choose to go back to a tile option, and there's a couple of really good representatives of various types of stone or tile for your backsplash as well. So again, we just want to help you try and visualize that space and make things look the best that we can and help you see how everything's going to turn out. So pretty cool, right? Just for kicks, let's go ahead and change our scene, go to something a little bit different. Let's go ahead and go over to this particular kitchen. Again, starting off with a really bright white color. This has got quite a bit more wall space, ceiling space, and trim available. So let's change this over to maybe a nice, instead of just white, let's go to one of our custom colors, Poplar Seafoam. We can change each one of our cabinets to that particular color. Now in this case, again, because we're choosing upper and lower cabinets, we can change our door profile. Right now, existing, they are set up in a shaker style. So let's change that up a little bit and go to a traditional door. And let's apply that color. Or a base, excuse me. Traditional door. Same thing for our uppers. Traditional color, Poplar Seafoam, and we'll apply that. Now, of course, you can see that space starting to take shape, and you can see how much that color is going to affect that space. So maybe these countertops and backsplash don't look quite as good with this particular color. Let's change that up and go to a really more elegant Calcutta quartz. I think it's going to be a little more complementary to that space. We'll do the same thing with our backsplash. Calcutta quartz into the backsplash as well. And it's amazing, right, how much this space really starts to pop as you make these different selections. Let's go back to, again, our traditional. And we're going to change the color up just a little bit because we already have the seafoam spread throughout, but we still want to do something different. So let's do our little off-white coconut, one of our most popular colors. There we go. And now we really brightened up this space quite a bit, but the flooring just doesn't quite work. So let's go ahead and see what kind of hardwood options. That's a little too dark for how bright that space is. So how about we go to a little slightly lighter hardwood option. No. I can't do anything about the furniture, unfortunately, so we still got dark furniture there, but this is an example of a kitchen that was remodeled through Out of the Woods just a short time ago, and we can change that all up and make it look completely different. And like I said, if we wanted to bring in some of these other colors, we could do so. So if we've got some blue colors, we've got, let's darken up. Add some powder blue for frames and trim. So a great option, a great way to, again, visualize the space that you have here. So we can compare what we started off with and what we finished with. And you can see how much that space has actually changed pretty dramatically from what we began with and to what we're ending up with. Now, like I said, if you've taken the time to create an account, you would be able to save all these different designs you have, and you'd be able to also go in and share those to Facebook and Twitter and so on, or send them in an email to somebody else so they can get what that looks like. One of the other things that's really cool If I've decided, you know what, this is a great look, this is what I want to have, then we click on a report, and that gives you the option of what that original space looked like, what it looks like after you've made your changes, and some of the choices that we've got here. So our hood cabinets, we've selected the traditional doors, we've got the poplar paint with the seafoam, and that changes through each one of the different spaces that we have, including our hardwood and our flooring. So you would actually be able to print out this report here and be able to walk into Out of the Woods and show that to the project manager, and they would have a really good idea of where your vision is going, and put in their input to help you get complementary colors, make suggestions, and help you out with really ultimately getting to your dream space. Ultimately, we want to help people create a space that they're going to love. We want to bring your style together with the nature, so we're a place where nature and style meet, and that is one of our biggest goals. And hopefully this visualizer will be one of those things that will help make that process move along and be a little bit easier for you to do. We really want you to be able to utilize our visualizer. You don't have to spend hours and hours here in our showroom. You'll be able to sit at home in your pajamas and play with all kinds of different color options without the stress of somebody with a pen and a paper. We need to take down every note and every word that you have. So again, reducing a little bit of that stress and taking a little bit of that off your shoulders and letting you take your time with it and not feel pressured. So again, ultimately, we'll go back to that design, and again, take your time, choose from any one of the different scenes and selections we have there for you, and make those adjustments and changes however you would like. And if you have any questions, again, all of our project managers and our Countertop sales reps are here to help you out with those things. If you see something on our website, on any one of the pages, and you have questions about it, again, feel free to give us a call. But also on our website, there is an option right there at the very top, and it's also found at the bottom. But about us, you can contact us and submit any questions that you may have on the colors you've seen, or maybe some projects that we've worked on that you see examples of here, and we'll be happy to help out as best we can with those questions that you may have. So again, thanks for spending some time with me, and we hope to see you in at Out of the Woods sometime soon. Thank you so much.